Hey, Angel Babies, Angel A here, also known as Angel the Healer, and you have officially made it to Healing Angel Space, where we encourage a conscious based lifestyle free from trauma, free from strongholds and addictions, things that keep us down, and definitely free from religion. So, on this channel, we talk about spirituality as it pertains to our mind, body, and soul. We talk about fleeing and elevating ourselves, fleeing away from religion and the destruction and the delusions religion has kept us under for so long. We also talk about all things metaphysic, all things esoteric. I help people who really want to evolve and transition into a more spiritual and fitting lifestyle. So if this is something you're interested in, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I post my next video. I always try to post content that I think that will help you guys in the years to come. So every topic I talk about is near and dear to my heart. So I thank you so much for being here. And go ahead and hit that subscribe. A lot of us admit that a woman is supposed to, if she is here, why we have that, to have so much love. So today I wanted to bring in the first 5 days of our shadow work, or 30 days to shadow work. I have just launched a 30 days to shadow work program where every day for 30 days I will be talking about a concept to shadow work to help you. So if you follow along from day one, everything will be put in order. So we're starting, from the very beginning, going into more depth as we go along. I've been posting the shadow work, little snippets, little videos of it on my Instagram, which will be in the link. Also, my TikTok, which will also be in the link. I do have a article as well posted in my on my Medium. If you guys want to follow me there on my Medium account, if you guys are into reading articles and stuff, I do post on Medium. So I have a shadow work article posted on there as well. And then once a week, what I'm gonna try to do is compile, doing for like 5 days at a time. So I'll do my little short videos on those platforms, and then I'll compile all 4 or 5 of what I've been talking about for those last 4 or 5 days on together in a YouTube video, a little longer YouTube video where I can actually explain more in depth. So, like I said, we were doing we started the first 5 days. So, I would have had my notes with me. I didn't bring it. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. Let me get my notes and I'll be right back. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so um shadow work. What is it? And of course, everybody has their different way of explaining what shadow work is. So, I do encourage you guys to go look at other videos and other definitions of it just so that you can get a well rounded idea. But the way I explain shadow work is this: everybody has two sides to them. They have the side that they show everybody, the side that they show up as to the world and reveal to the as the world, the side that they feel is their best side, like you said, like everybody says, or the saying goes, you want to put your best foot forward. So everybody has that side, their best foot forward side, and then everybody has a side kind of, it's kind of a side that's internal that you really don't notice or pay attention to right away, but it's the side of not so good traits that we have, the negative nasty traits, the traits that are kind of uncomfortable. And what we do with those traits is we don't want people seeing them because we don't want to be judged by those traits of ourselves. So what we do is we kind of suppress them, we kind of push them down, and we don't really want to reveal that side of us. So we try to show up as, and they're very much there. And on a subconscious level, we know that they're there, but we don't reveal that side to us, to others. We suppress and we hide that side. So Day one of shadow work, I was pretty much just explaining what it is and trying to get people, uh, it's become a more popular term, but there's still a lot of people who don't know what shadow work is. So, I was kind of explaining what shadow work is. And so when you're talking about, so that's your shadow self. Your shadow self is those traits that you suppress that are uncomfortable to you, that they're traits that you do not like about yourself, things that are things that affect you, things that you find difficult about yourself. And 9 times out of 10, the best way to find those traits is to ask yourself, what don't you like in somebody else? Because they say it's really the things that you don't like in somebody else, the things that grinds your gears and just gets under your skin, is 9 times out of 10 the things that you don't like about your own self. And so, like I said, it's going to take some digging. So that's the work. So the shadow self is that, and the shadow work is the digging. We're digging this stuff back up because we want to understand those traits. We want to understand those dark attributes of us. And then we want to understand why they were there. See, so once you figure out what those traits are, and then you figure out why those traits were put in place, why those traits are inside of you, when you actually figure that out and bring that to the surface, then you can be like, oh, okay. And you can make peace with that and heal. That's where the healing takes place. Because 9 times out of 10, reason why you have that shadow in the first place is some suppressed memories and some traumas that has happened to you, more than likely in your childhood. But you can develop trauma and you can develop shadow as you go along in life. So it's continuing. It just doesn't stop at a certain age. It's moving forward. Um, so you understand what the shadow is. You understand, I want you guys, like I said, to do some more research on and get into detail exactly more from other people's perspective what the shadow is. So, like I said, shadow work is going digging deep and pulling those things out of you so that you can heal. They also say that your shadow is the reason for a lot of things that go wrong in your life. So, once you do understand these parts of you, this dark side of you that you suppress it and why it's there, and you heal that, you people actually start to begin to flourish. So I personally feel like shadow work is so important. I have been doing shadow work myself. I started it in the beginning of my spiritual journey. It's been an ongoing process, and I'm telling you, like, my life has transformed. I've done a lot of work, and like I said, it's very uncomfortable. So the second day, I wanted people, and the second day was on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something like that. But I wanted everybody who is following along and who's doing this to write a letter to themselves, giving giving themselves permission to embark on this journey. The first 5 days are going to be very easy. These first 5 days. Today is actually the fifth day. Tomorrow we're going to actually get in really into more of the prompts. So this first day, the second day was giving permission. Give yourself permission to embark on this journey. You can write this letter to yourself. You can write it to your higher power, your higher self, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, however you want to do it. But make sure you have your shadow work journal. That's your supplies. I forgot to mention that. So shadow work journal and some pens or pencils. Whatever. If you're a color coordinated type of person and you want to use different colors for different days or whatever, do that. However you want to do it, but just mainly have your shadow work book and your writing supplies. Okay, so you write that letter. This is going to be your first page in your shadow work book. It's going to be your letter. Giving yourself permission to go on this journey and dig through this and kind of get this stuff out. That's kind of setting the stage in your head and preparing you for the work that you intend on doing. So that was all about day two. Day three was, let's see, what was day three? Okay. So day three, you're gonna actually, and I did it myself, is this was my favorite part, draw an avatar. This avatar is going to be you. You're gonna draw this avatar of yourself. And on that avatar, you're going to list as many traits about yourself that you don't like, that you can think of, that you do not like, that you want to work on, that you want to fix, that you feel like it's just been a hindrance to you. All those parts of you that you feel like you don't like. Like I said, the easiest way to do it is find that parts of somebody else that you don't like. And then 9 times out of 10, that is the very same thing that you have within yourself that you don't like in yourself. But just it might take some time of meditating, get into a meditative state, quiet your mind, and just really think. That's why I said draw the picture, because I'm a very visual person. So I'm looking at this avatar of myself, and I'm picturing it as another person. I'm picturing me as somebody on the outside looking in, and that avatar is the shadow of me, and it's all the parts. I'm looking at all the parts of me that I don't like, but I'm looking at it as if it's another person. Okay. And so when you look at this avatar, you think of all the things you don't like about that avatar, which is you, and you list them. And now you can even draw, like for me, my ego gets in the way of stuff sometimes. So my avatar had a huge head. My mouth, I feel like I get too excited about the things that I'm doing in my life, and before I even do it, and I talk about them too much, and I end up sabotaging my own plans. People end up taking my ideas. It's just so much. So I drew on my avatar a huge mouth. And so you can do different things like that. If you feel like you get bored and you overeat, you draw a that might not be a good example, but draw a big old belly. If you feel like, I don't know, just whatever, you feel like you can't stay still, draw your avatar kind of like zinging around, just whatever it is that you got going on that you don't like about yourself. You can make those actually draw in those attributes on your avatar. So once you get those, I did day 3 and day 4 together because I did not post any video or any content on day 3. But so the next day, I just went ahead and did day 3 and day 4. So once you get, and all this can be done all in one day. So I just spaced them out each day, but this whole video can be done in one day. So once you get that avatar drawn, day 4 was all about listing. So on your next sheet of paper, so now you should have 2 pieces of paper. Your third paper, you need to list top 3, your top 3 biggest things in your life going on right now that you wish were different. The 3 things that, like 3 setbacks that you have in your life. 3 things that you just cannot get right. If a magical fairy came and waved a magical wand and waved it 3 times, and each time she removed something out of your, she or he removed something out of your life that was hindering you, what would those 3 things be? Um, Besides money, we all have financial issues. So let's leave the financial part out of it. But just are you not able, you don't have motivation? Are you forgetful? What are 3 things that are causing you hindrances from living your best self? Are you fearful? Do you have too much anxiety? What is it? Okay. And so also on day 4, you're going to go back and you're going to look at that avatar, and you're going to look at those traits that you listed on that avatar, and you're going to see if any of those traits could be the cause of any of those um, strongholds and those blockages you're facing in life. For instance, one of my traits, let's see, one of my traits was procrastination. That is a trait about me that I do not like about myself. I procrastinate way too much. I'm slow to launch. I make up excuses. I just can't get it done. So, one of my strongholds in life happens to be I miss out on a lot of good, useful, meaningful, important things. I miss out on a lot of things that I should be partaking into, things that would help me elevate my life, things that messed me up, important things that I needed to be done. I messed up missing out on those opportunities, due to procrastination. So yeah, so you have to try to try to see how many of those toxic traits, those shadow traits, or maybe the underlying cause of some of your setbacks out of those 3 biggest setbacks. And so That's for day 4. So once you do that and you compile that, day 5, day 5 is all about identifying these traits within somebody else. So now we're going to put a hold, we're going to set aside our our 3 setbacks or our 3 blockages in life or whatever you want to call it. We're going to set that aside for a minute, and then we're going to go back to dealing with the toxic traits, the shadow traits. Okay, so picking back up the shadow traits from day 3. Can you see these traits? Remember how that I said that the traits that you don't like in somebody else, 9 times out of 10 are the same traits you don't like in yourself. So now we're going to reverse it. So we're going back to self. So we're going to look at self and the traits that we don't like in ourselves. Can you identify these traits in somebody that has been in your life? Either has been in your life growing up, so your life as a child, and I mean somebody very close to you that you've seen on a regular basis. Could be a parent, grandparent, sibling, a cousin, even a friend or a neighbor. If there's somebody you've seen often, excuse me, an auntie, an uncle, anything like that, a friend of the family, anything like that. So they don't have to be blood related, or somebody that's in your life or has been in your life in your past, in your adult life. Somebody, but it has to be somebody who's taken up a significant amount of space in your life. So it can't be somebody just an associate that you might have known for a year or two. It has to be somebody that you actually have dealt with for a significant amount of time. Can you see these traits in any of those people? Ideally, a parent or a grandparent or somebody who raised you, and then on like maybe somebody, a partner, like a spouse or a best friend or something like that, somebody that you are in close in contact with. Can you see these toxic traits in somebody else? And I want you to identify those people. So day 5, you need to write those people down, everybody that you can see, and then list the traits. List the traits. So if you have anybody in your immediate family or anybody who raised you or anything like that who has some of these toxic traits, you need to list them. Go ahead and list them. And yeah, so write them down, write it all out, write the traits, things like that. So that's day 5. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna put aside the the uh the 3 challenges in life. We're going to come back and we're going to deal with those from day 4, but we're going to set that aside right now, and then we're going back and dealing with just the traits. And now we're identifying these traits in others that we had that's been a significant part of our life. And this is something that's going to be really important, and it's going to make sense as we go. But I need you guys to really work hard and really focus and try to do your best, because this right now, week 1, is all about laying the foundation. And once you can get the foundation laid, then you can start to build on that foundation.